Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sophia Chow.
Ladies and gentlemen, media friends, good morning. My name is Sophia Chow. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the AMD 2013 COMPUTEX press conference and to Taipei again. This morning, we're going to have a great event in which AMD is going to announce a lot of exciting news around their 2013 product lineup. And this morning, we're also joined by two very special guests. They are AMD's senior executives. May I introduce these two special guests. Mr. John Byrne, Senior Vice President and Chief Sales Officer. Please wave your hand. Somewhere around here? Yeah. Welcome. Good to have you. And Mr. Mark Papermaster, Senior Vice President and Chief Technology Officer. Good to have you with us this year. So I don't want to keep you waiting, and please join me and welcome our Corporate Vice President and Managing Director for Greater China, Mr. Spencer Pan. Please join me on the stage. 让我们一起来欢迎 AMD 全球副总裁以及大中华区总经理潘晓明总经理。
女士们、先生们。各位来自全球媒体的朋友们，以及我们亲爱的 AMD 的伙伴们，大家早上好。I'm very pleased to be here, and welcome to Taipei, and welcome to COMPUTEX. And COMPUTEX, we all know that it's the most important computer show of the world. And as a major driver and player in the IT industry, AMD values the importance of the COMPUTEX very much. Every year we come here and join the event to demonstrate our latest technology and products. And today, I'm very excited to tell you a good news, to share your good news. That is, our lowest APU, lowest power APU, codenamed Taipai, has got the 2013 Best Choice of the COMPUTEX Award. So this is a very exciting news. And also, in addition to the award winning Taipai products, and today we'll be very happy to introduce you all the whole family of the APU products, and that is codenamed Kabini and Richland, and they both demonstrate our high performance, in the new technologies and the innovation to meet different kind of the market segments and the different usage models. And now, with the greatest pleasure, I would like to introduce you, our two key speakers for today's press conference. So Lisa Su, our Senior Vice President and the General Manager of Global Business Unit of AMD, and she will be briefing you today our latest product and strategy and also technologies. And then Matt Skinner, our Corporate Vice President, and also the General Manager for GPU Division, will be giving you exciting stories about our gaming and graphics innovations. So today I don't want to have the further delay, and we are very happy to have you here with us. So let things get started. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Lisa Su.
Good morning. Morning. 大家好. All right. I'm very excited to be here today at COMPUTEX in Taipei to talk about all of the new innovations that we have. This industry is an incredible industry with tremendous transformation. And as we look at what has happened over the past 5 years, it's nothing like what the next 5 years are going to be for us. So today, what I'd like to do is introduce a little bit about AMD's mission and strategy and how we're transforming the company, and most importantly, talk about our 2013 product portfolio. It is the best product portfolio that we've had at AMD in our life, and we very much want to share with you some of the exciting products and some of the new innovations. So let me start first with our mission. If you think about what's happening in the computing industry, really there's tremendous transformation. You see it in new form factors, new devices, new user experiences, and AMD as a company has always represented technology innovation. And technology innovation for us is about being the leading designer and integrator of new and innovative solutions, both for current form factors and for new form factors that we haven't really even imagined. And when you think about our vision for where computing is going, it is really about enabling surround computing. It's about enabling us to get our data and our devices anywhere, anytime, any place, connected, and being able to see that through mobile devices, through our compute devices, and through our living room, and through our cloud. And with that, AMD's focus is really on enabling those next generation user experiences. So if you look today throughout our show, you will see many new products that focus not only on the computing capability, but on the user experience, on facial recognition, gesture recognition, speech recognition, new biometric capability. And this is really the future of where we're going in computing. Now, what is our technology? Our technology is really about the APU. AMD invented the APU category. The APU is really the future of computing. If you think about what was the computing 5 years ago, traditional computing has really changed. And it is really now about how do we put together the best balanced architecture between our CPU architecture and GPU architecture to really do next generation workloads. So not only is it important for gaming, which is very, very, very key to AMD, but you look at the ability to accelerate compute, the ability to accelerate video, imaging. This is really what's coming together and being enabled by the APU. The fact of the matter is we are committed to this technology. This year we're talking about our 3rd generation Richland APU. You can see over 40% of our die is dedicated to graphics. And our competitor has been following. And the truth is they're continuing to follow. This is our strategy, and this is the future of computing for the next 10 years. Now, how do we really expand when we look at how the world is changing? It is really the tremendous IP portfolio that we have. In the center of the universe, of course, is our CPU and graphics cores, and that is really key to our strategy. But you can see a tremendous amount of new IP that needs to be integrated, including multimedia, image processing, video processing, including the entire ecosystem as we move from Microsoft into Android and Linux and Chrome as the total ecosystem. So AMD is really expanding our portfolio of IP and our portfolio solutions going forward. We have had some very, very good news over the past couple of months. When we look at our growth strategy, we see that this IP and this capability really allow us to go into several different growth segments. We start with, of course, the new client form factors and all of these wonderful products that we see here today. Matt's going to talk about our graphics strategy and our graphics leadership. We also announced last week our low-power dense server, leading x86, the first x86 really strong small core. And we also have the opportunity to do embedded and semi-custom solutions. With our IP, we're able to deliver really new and innovative APU solutions. And some of the new design wins that we've shown are the Sony PlayStation 4. We are extremely proud to be working with Sony for their next generation game console. The reason they chose AMD is really the combination of our processor IP, our next generation Radeon graphics, our ability to customize that new architecture. And this is really the future of where we're going in terms of new applications. Earlier this month, we also announced the Microsoft Xbox One is using AMD APU technology. And although these companies are in the same market space, these are different custom solutions using IP blocks that are able to really get the future of next generation gaming and next generation entertainment. So you can see all of the applications that this IP can really be used for. Now, move on to the 2013 products. The 2013 product lineup is a truly outstanding product lineup. Our entire AMD team is extremely proud of where we are. When we look at graphics, mainstream, ultra-thin, tablets, every one of these products is satisfying a really new user experience. And we launched the Richland, Kabini, and Tamash stack for notebook earlier this month, and we have a number of form factors for you to look at here today. And I'm also going to give you a preview of our 4th generation APU in terms of Kaberi. So the message from AMD is our product portfolio is strong, and we're executing very, very well to our products. Now, what's happening in the marketplace? It's clear that the PC market is fundamentally changing. When we look at what's happening, we have traditional notebooks, which are still extremely important. It's a large market segment. But you really see that the growth is actually coming in these convergence and new form factors. So the key is, how do we provide something for the user that's different from what they can achieve today? And it's really bridging this gap between media tablets, which are currently consumption tablets, and really not only used for viewing information, and traditional notebooks, which are very powerful, but also more power hungry and more not as portable. This new set of convergence form factors is what we at AMD are focused on. And it's about tablets, it's about hybrids, it's about small screen, touch notebooks. This is where we see the growth in the PC market over the next few years. So, about the products. Kabini. Kabini is the industry's first quad-core SoC that is really being shipped in production. At the opening price point in the mainstream, it has incredible power performance capability. We have increased the graphics, the first graphics core next in a notebook form factor. The integrated SoC gives us great battery life in these form factors, and we can reach a broad capability. So less than $500 price points, you will see many of the OEMs introducing new systems here at the show and also going into the summer season. When you look at the battery life, getting up to over 10 hours of battery life, you really have a tremendous capability there. Now, moving on to Tamash. You heard Spencer talk about Tamash. We're very proud that Tamash won COMPUTEX Best of Show. It is really an honor to have that from such a distinguished conference. Tamash is really focused on those new form factors. When you think about the difference between traditional notebooks and media tablets, this is the no-compromise solution. We have the ability in less than 13-inch touch tablets, hybrids, and convertibles to give you tremendous capability in terms of graphics at very low power. Less than 10 watts in quad-core, less than 5 watts in dual-core, and in fanless devices as well. So there are a number of new devices. I wanted to show you a few of them. Let me start first with the Acer Aspire. Acer announced this form factor actually earlier this month. It's a beautiful machine. If you look at it, full Windows 8 touch. Less than $500 with A4 and A6 Tamash capability. We're very proud of our work with Acer and what we've been doing with this form factor. And they are the first to launch with Tamash. You will see many others from some of our other OEMs in the coming weeks. The second new form factor here was just announced at COMPUTEX. This is an MSI 11.6-inch tablet, less than 10 millimeter. Once again, full Windows 8 capability. And the key here is that these are form factors that are being enabled in the performance tablet category that are significantly different from today's media tablets and give us great capability. And these will be up for you to take a look at later on in the press conference. We are also able to announce that working with Microsoft, we've worked very closely, and the Acer machine is actually running Windows 8.1, so the first Windows Blue system that is being announced. Actually, a little bit, Microsoft will be demonstrating that later today at their event. So really, great partnership with Microsoft in terms of Windows 8 capability and these new form factors. Okay, our third APU is Richland. Richland is at the top. It's our Elite APU. And what we have here is really a combined great graphics experience as well as compute in a performance APU. And here we take some of the very key features of the tablet, where we have less than 2-second wake up and boot, as well as those elite experiences. So we have the capability to actually bundle with our software providers facial recognition as well as gesture control. This is something that's unique to what we can do with our APUs, and particularly around our high-end A8 and A10 brand. At this performance level, we are seeing battery life over 10 hours. So truly, battery life has gotten to a different level in terms of these performance APUs. Very pleased with where Richland is in our stack. Now, we're at COMPUTEX, so we have to talk about something new. Today, we have actually launched for the first time our 2013 Elite A-Series in the desktop. It seemed really, really important, since we're here in Taiwan, the heart of the computing industry, to launch the desktop version of Richland, and it's going into a number of different capabilities. If you look at Richland and desktop, we're very proud of what we're doing here. First of all, in terms of compute, leadership compute at over 700 gigaflops. 700 gigaflops in a desktop form factor. Also enabled with our AMD Radeon HD 8000 capability, excellent graphics integrated together with our compute performance. And most importantly, we understand this market. This is where AMD grew up in the desktop, and it is really about promoting the FM2 motherboard and the FM2 ecosystem. So we started first with Trinity. It's fully compatible with Richland, and you'll see that FM2 will be the platform that we use in desktop, together with all of the other technology that we have within AMD going forward. So we're very pleased with the ability to offer Richland starting today. Now, let's take a look at the benchmarks for Richland. There's been a lot of discussion about what are the most important benchmarks in the market. And of course, the most important benchmark is what we deliver to the customer. It is the user experience. But there are always ways to compare our processors against other processors. And in this particular case, I'm very proud of this capability. If you looked at previous generations of PC benchmarks, particularly PC Mark 7, they really were traditional benchmarks that didn't really utilize the full capability of the APU. And as a result, what you would see is sometimes a large difference between AMD and our competition. What you see in PC Mark 8 that is just being launched is on the productivity benchmark of the home, comparing against Haswell, the new introduction from our competitor, that the AMD A10 performs very, very well in terms of PC Mark 8. This is really on parity in terms of the compute performance here. And of course, we really crush the competition when it comes to graphics. In 3D Mark, we're showing up to a 50% improvement over the Haswell Core i5 capability. So in Richland, we have a tremendous balance between really the strength of an APU, where we have integrated CPU and graphics. Utilizing OpenCL, we're able to get very, very good equivalent performance and productivity, and we just really have a tremendous advantage in terms of graphics capability. So once again, Richland is being launched today at COMPUTEX, and we look forward to a very strong launch and very strong offering. Now, one of the things that we like to do at AMD is have a little bit of fun. We are in a very, very fun industry, and there are a lot of things that we enjoy. And what we really want to show is that computing is fundamentally changing. The idea of taking cores together with Radeon graphics, together with new workloads, give us new opportunity. So I want to show you also for the first time here at COMPUTEX, our new thoughts around APUs. It's really around being invincible. The AMD A-Series APUs can do anything that they put their mind to. So please, let's roll the video.
Reported in Sector 8, and we're going to dropship you right into the heart of the chaos. We're confident that you should tear through those old familiar applications with the modifications we've made by increasing the speed of your frequency blades. type of new signal coming out there. Could be a new app. One that you've never come up against before.
Breach located. Fuel core activated.
Now that's just not fair, not fair at all. Why don't you show me what you've got? Of course, you know you're going to need more than that to take me on.
Breach save optimized.
Good news, cores. We deployed hundreds of radio cores to your location. Meet the reinforcements.
All right, what do you think? The A-Series are invincible. You'll be able to download this from our website, and you'll see many updates to this as we show you the power of APUs. So, we talked about our 2013 lineup and our launches, but we're not finished. I'm really, really proud of what we have been able to do in terms of extending the APU. We have mentioned to you Kaveri before. Kaveri is really the future of processing. This is our 4th generation APU. And what we're doing in Kaveri is we're even bringing the APU concept to the next level. The idea of Kaveri is to really bring together the graphics capability and the CPU capability in a heterogeneous, unified memory architecture. And why is that important to us? When you think about the power of the APU, we are just starting. We have not unlocked the entire power of the graphics capability because we haven't been designing for the developers. And for the developers, they want it to be easy to use the compute infrastructure across the CPU and the GPU capability. In Kaveri, we are really unifying that memory architecture and really focused on applications. How do we get thousands of applications using this new APU architecture? So Kaveri is something that we're very proud of. I will also say Kaveri is something that's making very good progress. So today at COMPUTEX, I want to show you the first Kaveri chips. We have the BGA version, and then we have the socketed version of Kaveri that we're showing today at COMPUTEX. This real capability is our ability to take APUs to the next level. And that's something that, from an AMD standpoint, we're absolutely committed to. When you think about what Kaveri can do, there's nothing like showing a demonstration. So we're going to show now the first demonstration of Kaveri publicly here at COMPUTEX. Let's roll Kaveri Devil May Cry. sampling parts to customers over the past several months, and we will actually begin shipping Kaveri in 2013, towards the end of the year. So our message is the APU is extremely strong. We're very proud of our lineup. It is really the future of computing going forward. So with that, I have to bring up Matt Skinner to talk to you about our leadership in graphics and how we're extending our capability across both APUs and our graphics leadership. Matt, come on up.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Lisa ended her presentation with a game demo. And gaming is really important to AMD. And why is it so important, particularly for discrete graphics? Is because gaming, like no other medium, pushes our graphics technology, both from a performance point of view and from a features point of view. And we've got to have leading technology for gaming in order to win. It also represents a massive market opportunity. If you look at the market in 2013, we're talking about $40 billion a year for PC gaming hardware and software. Another $40 billion for game console hardware and software. And then if you look at gaming on tablets and gaming handhelds, software gaming for cellular phones, smartphones, we're talking another $20 billion. That's $100 billion. And so when we look at our strategy going forward, we say, how can AMD get a piece of that market? Lisa also talked about our success with game console. All the next generation consoles use AMD technology. Every single one of them. And so when we developed a strategy, we said, let's leverage that console success. This is something our competitor cannot do. And so let's leverage that success. Because when games are developed for the consoles, they're first developed on the consoles, they're ported into the PC space. If they're developed on the consoles, they're developed on our hardware. And so they're going to work better in the PC space on AMD hardware. That's important. And so if we can create a gaming experience on both the console and the client, as well as in the cloud, it's a consistent, amazing gaming experience on Radeon graphics, we're going to build our brand. We're going to build our market share. We're going to win. Cloud gaming is also important. I talked about that $20 billion in the market. How do we participate there from a gaming point of view? We can do that with cloud gaming by streaming those games from a server with AMD Radeon graphics in it. But none of this hardware matters unless we're working very closely with our content partners. You got to have the games to play on the hardware. And so we've got to work closely with game developers. So we're executing on this strategy. And that's key. You've seen us execute with the consoles, and we're executing in the PC space. A few weeks ago, we launched the AMD Radeon HD 7990, world's fastest graphics card. Leadership. We also announced, just a couple weeks ago, more recently, the Radeon HD 8970M, the fastest graphics card for notebooks. And I got some show and tells here, too. This is the MSI GX70. This is a desktop replacement. You can play games on this thing at the highest settings. You can play games in this on iFinity. Hook it up to external monitors. Awesome, with the world's fastest GPU for notebooks. But not only for the high end. So we've got that leadership, fastest notebook GPU, fastest graphics card. But also, we announced a while ago the 7790, bringing that GCN architecture to the mainstream for graphics. World's most advanced graphics for everyone. And another selection of notebooks. So not only the desktop replacement I showed you, got lots here. We've got a 15-inch here Acer notebook. This is the Aspire VF552. A10 APU in there. and dual graphics capability. Nice notebook there. We have a Lenovo Y-Series. A 14-inch notebook. A10 processor. Radeon 87 series graphics. Performance notebook there. Then a nice thin one here. Touch screen, discrete graphics, ASUS. 13-inch HD 8550M graphics. Very nice notebook. Look how thin that is. So a huge range, right? 17-inch, 15-inch, 14-inch, 13-inch notebooks. All with AMD Radeon graphics. I talked about cloud gaming. At GDC, we announced Radeon Sky Series. That's a dual GPU graphics card for servers, but it's got passive cooling, right? It's got to go on a server. Let's look at some cloud gaming in action. Jason, where are you?
Right over here.
What you doing over there?
Just here with this really small HP notebook. It's touch screen. It's very portable. Nice little device, and I'm playing Codenamed Absolution, which is a never settle game partner. A very high-end game in terms of how it challenges a PC. And
How are you playing that on the
yeah,
portable notebook?
We're dialed into a server equipped with a Radeon Sky GPU. So one of our partners that's already utilizing these GPUs is up and running on their platform, and we're playing the latest DirectX 11 games on a tiny little notebook here.
And what's that cloud gaming platform?
Ubitus.
Ubitus.
Yeah.
Excellent. It's a high-end game, and you could play that. You could play that on a tablet or even a smartphone, right?
Any mobile device, pretty much.
Pretty cool. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, then I talked about the content. Content, if you don't have great content. I hope you've seen AMD investing with game developers. We've really invested over the last 18 months, 2 years. More titles to AMD Gaming Evolved than our partners. Titles like Alan Wake, Sniper Elite, Syndicate, Dirt Showdown's a cool game, Deus Ex, Far Cry 3, Hitman, Sleeping Dogs, the list goes on and on. Crysis 3, Bioshock, Tomb Raider, Devil May Cry. These are AAA titles, massive titles. We've included our Never Settle bundles, Never Settle Reloaded. And it's imperative that we work closely with these game developers to help optimize these games for our hardware so they run best on AMD Radeon hardware. And so speaking of working closely with game developers, I'd like to bring on stage Jurgen Katzmann, who's the CEO of Nixus, to talk a little bit about how we partner.
Hi everyone, I'm very happy to be here at this AMD event. AMD has been such a great supporter of the PC gaming industry for the past few years. We've had the opportunity to work with AMD on a couple of great games over these past few years. We started with Deus Ex Human Revolution in 2011. In 2012, we followed up with Hitman Absolution, and just recently, we worked with AMD on Tomb Raider, and they're all part of the Gaming Evolve program. So Gaming Evolve for us is really not just about marketing. It's about AMD working closely with us as a developer to make the best game possible for the PC platform. So that means AMD engineers from all over the world participate with our engineers to come together and develop a great PC experience. So we share techniques with each other, or sometimes develop entirely new techniques together. And a great example of that is on Tomb Raider recently, we developed stress effects. Over the past few years, we've all seen demos of what hair could look like in video games. There's been quite a few of those, but never did we actually see that in use in games. So what would be better than to take the first real female video game heroine and give her the first real video game hair? So for that, Crystal Dynamics, Nixes, and AMD got together, and we developed Press Effects. Let's take a look. So here on the left, you see what we typically in the past would consider hair in a video game. It's really just a bunch of polygons sticking out, flapping in the wind. On the right, we see Press Effects. We have over 10,000 strands of hair, all being simulated in real time, reacting to wind, Lara's movement, gravity, all showing the power of the compute units in AMD hardware. But possibly most importantly, it shows what we can accomplish by working together as partners. Thank you.
Before you go, I understand you have a bit of an announcement.
Well, this might be a good time to talk about our latest project. So we decided to go back and work again with Eidos Montreal, creators of Deus Ex Human Revolution. And next year, in 2014, we will be launching Teeth on the PC platform again, co-developed by Nixes, again an AMD Gaming Evolved title, working with AMD to get the very best out of the AMD hardware. It's going to be a great game. We have demos tomorrow under NDA, so if you haven't signed up yet, please sign up. You can come and check it out. Great.
Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
So you see, we're continuing to execute on our strategy. More and more AAA titles. Now moving from, we talked about Lara Croft, who's a famous gaming heroine. Well, let's go from one famous gaming heroine to another, Ruby. So it's actually this month is the 10th anniversary of the first Ruby demo. And this is Ruby from that demo. Looks a little sort of creepy now. But you know, it was 10 years ago. And we've done 4 demos since then. And it is still the most requested content from our end users, for marketing materials, that sort of thing. People love Ruby. And so we said, let's bring Ruby back. And so we've created a new demo, and really what we're trying to do is show what's possible in next generation games. And so instead of just doing a demo, we worked with a game developer, Ilfana, to create this demo. And this demo is done on an actual game engine, CryEngine 3. And so let's look now at a video about the making of Ruby.
Excited to be contacted by AMD when they decided that they were going to recreate the old Ruby demos that were very famous part of the launch of any new hardware. And they came to us and said they wanted to do a kind of interactive, real-time demonstration showing what the next generation hardware is capable of. Our target is to achieve, CG quality in real time. And what we'll start to see from the Ruby demo is what's possible with the very, very highest end PC hardware available. We're able to push certain effects a lot more. So you'll be able to see things in the Ruby demo that maybe we haven't pushed in our own games so far. Something like the hair solution that's being worked on for Ruby. That's something new for CryEngine and has come really just as a result of the partnership between ourselves and AMD. The development team at Ilfonic are working with CryEngine to create a very exciting, interactive, real-time demo. And so we're excited. We hope it's going to turn out to be something that gamers are going to be excited to see, because it's a showcase really for what's going to be possible in next-generation gaming in future.
AMD approached us basically to remake the vision of what Ruby is and how they approach creating this mascot for all their hardware and technology, utilizing AMD's hardware on that as well as going into Ruby. Everything's getting faster, and AMD's hardware really focuses on giving you that horsepower to add more lights to really complement that real-time simulation. If you watch Ruby, my favorite part is whenever the large robot comes crashing through the wall, and I think that goes to showcasing what hardware is capable of these days. Because whenever we were initially doing it, we were going to think of the traditional game development method of, okay, we need someone breaking through a wall. How would you do that? Well, you'd make big chunks of a wall, and you break those out individually, and And that's just lackluster. And I said, no, let's do each individual brick needs to come out of the wall and shower across the scene. And so we did it, and it runs great. And that's showcasing the stuff you can do with all this new hardware. Ruby's new hair is awesome because it adds a lot of flavor and life to Ruby, and the emotion and drama we're trying to sell in the scene that actually just adds that extra layer of believability. I think TressFX is a big impact on the industry, and I think game developers everywhere saw that technology, and they're just like, how do we do that? And I think everyone's used to this alpha-tested hair, and it looks fake and it's tacky, but now with TressFX, everything just brings reality one step closer, and I think that's something that's really big for the immersion of games.
So before we go to the demo, this is a list of 15 different techniques that are showcased in here. So it's really incredible, the number of things that are in here. TressFX, tessellation, depth of field, motion blur, the list goes on here. And so it's quite an impressive feat here to get all that in there. The other thing to note is this is not a video, what I'm going to show you. This is a real-time demo running on the world's fastest graphics card, the HD 7990. And let's take a look at the new Ruby. And normally she's not this quiet. You get the sound? Let's start from the beginning. Let's start with the sound. There's her smirk. Let's try that again so you get the whole experience. There.
It's 2063. The struggle for a better life continues. Sometimes we make mistakes. That's where I come in. I'm the cleanup crew when things go wrong. Like many times before, I've been called in alone. Being alone simply means more fun for me. combat robots had never been created, I would have had to invent them myself. They call me Ruby.
So Ruby is back, and I hope you see that we're executing on our unified gaming strategy. We're leveraging our game console success. We're driving success in the client with the world's fastest graphics. We've launched Radeon Sky to offer the best solution for cloud gaming. And finally, we're working very closely with our content developers. Thank you very much.
Can I have you with me on stage again? We're going to have a group photo on stage, and I will have Matt and our speakers, as well as our two special guests, our senior executives. Please join me on the stage. Let's take a group photo. Wow, what an adrenaline rush, especially when we watch those amazing videos. So, ladies and gentlemen, media friends, would you please raise your camera and let's take a group photo for our amazing speakers from AMD. Can we have AMD logo on the back? Oh, perfect. Okay. We have a lot of cameras here, so gentlemen, lady, can we look from the left? Let's all look from the left, from our left. Let's make sure every camera captures